Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's Movie Blog. I am the critic who is the cynic. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Asgard. JKD Buck, it's a birthday. Happy birthday, JKD. And I really hope that Rian Johnson can hear your birthday wish and shut the hell up. Thank you very much for joining and happy birthday. Patrick McDuff, what's going on? Antonio, what's going on, bruv? What's going on, bruv? Claffus, welcome. Max, dude, Max, how's it going? How did exams go? Are you done? Are you done for the semester? If so, congratulations. I can't wait to find out about that. Pagan God X is here. You're not late at all. Just starting up. Ultra Truck Productions is here as well. Frank the Tank and the Shanghai Wiener Dog Clan is here as well. PJ, that's right, PJ of Ice and Fire. What's going on, PJ? Welcome back. Glad to have you here. Always great to see that name in here. Edward Coleman, 14th. Yeah. What's going on, bruv? What's up, bruv? Jeremy Smurf is here. Outpost Dyer, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the feedback on Patreon. I really do appreciate that. We'll be talking a little bit about that tonight. Greta, what's going on? Guys, Greta just posted another video. Go check it out. It is awesome. It is great. Greta, as I said in the previous time you did a video, you have such better editing skills than I do. There were some things you were doing, and I was like, how did she do that? I can't even do that. I don't even know how to do those things. So keep up the good work. It's awesome. I'm glad that you started a channel. Andy Goss, what's going on? Andy, I saw your comment. I tried to get back to you in the Geeks and Gamers stream, but oh my god, at one point there was like 900 plus people in that chat, and it was absolutely insane. So I was seeing all the comments, but it was just so hard for me to keep up, and I couldn't handle it. Zol of Torgata, welcome to the channel. Welcome. Tina is here as well. What's up, bruv? Mech says, not quite, still working on one of my finals, but I'm almost done, and my team got an extension on one final, so now it's due Thursday instead of tonight. Awesome. Well, that is awesome and incredible news. Antonio Rivera says, guess what I did on my calculus exam today? I hope you got that bread, Antonio. I hope they're trying to tell me that you got that bread, because if you didn't get that bread on that calculus exam, then you could just get out and never play Fortnite again. Hope you did well, man, and hope that you're studying for your other exams as well. Alton Foster says, what's up, Odin? Christmas break began last Wednesday. How about you? So we're in the middle of exam, or not in the middle. We just started exam week for my students, and so 2 classes down. I got 1 class tomorrow, 1 class Wednesday, and 1 class Thursday. So it's going to be, 1 a day from this point forward, so it's going to be a lot easier for me to grade. But also, guess what it means, guys? I can see more movies, and I'm so excited. So my plan is tomorrow I'm going to go try and see at least 2 movies. I would like to see Wreck-It Ralph 2 because I still haven't seen it. There are so many movies I haven't seen. And I do want to see Spider-Man. However, my thought on Spider-Man is this. Because I recently found out that the director is pro-Antifa, I don't want any money going to that man. So I'm probably going to buy a ticket to Wreck-It Ralph, go see Wreck-It Ralph, and then just walk on over to one of the screenings of Spider-Man to go see it. Because I do want to see it to give my thoughts on it. Because I know there's a lot of people that are kind of hesitant about whether or not to go see it. But also at the same time, I don't want to give a man that's pro-Antifa money. Like, that's just, I mean, because to me that's a moron. And that kind of person does not need any support at this point in time. Greta says, I've edited short films in the past and I also watch tutorial. Greta, well, that makes a lot more sense. That's right. Oh my god, I was actually so Greta did a short film where I did the voice of one of her cats, and it was a lot. It was so much fun. I totally forgot that. I mean, because I did too. I had to edit when I was in college as well, but all of those skills have just fallen by the wayside. So I can cut off a little bit in the beginning and a little bit at the end, and that's pretty, boost my audio a bit, and that's pretty much all I can do as far as editing is concerned. I'm sure I could watch a tutorial, but I'm always just like, because reasons. I feel like I haven't seen that name in forever. What's going on, bruv? How's it going? Blah, it's been a while. It's been so long because reasons, and I'm so glad to see that name back in the chat. DJD shows, I will pay for Odin's beard fund. What does my beard need? Are you saying that my beard needs some kind of special product? Is that what you're trying to say? Are you dissing the beard? DJD, are you dissing my beard right now, man? My beard could eat you alive. Welcome back. Proper Jeremy's appendix. Well, hello, Odin, and all of his fans. What's going on, man? How's it going? Let's see. Antonio says, I had 119 before the exam, so I wrote a long essay about how answers are just theoretical truths. I did try on the exam and got 100. Wow. Well, Antonio, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. I didn't tell any of my guys their grades. I had a couple guys who had A's who are now at B's. And they were wanting to know, oh my god, how did I do? Did I keep my A? Did I keep my A? And I'm like, I can't tell you, because the last thing I need is a bunch of parents emailing me saying, hey, is there anything that we can do before the fake grades are finalized? I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. Meg says, it's been a screaming goats kind of day. Ooh. Ooh. I like Screaming Goats Day because every now and then, you know, I just need to detox. And there's nothing better. There's no better detox, in my opinion, than watching videos of screaming goats because it's probably some of the funniest things that you'll ever see. Tina says, thank you for raising my blood pressure with that Mary Sue article. Oh, my God. The Mary Sue is such a joke. And we already know this. And there are definitely days when I'm looking at the news and I'm like, you know what? There's nothing really that I'm passionate about. Like, I actually tried to make a video 3 times about Avengers Endgame. And I thought to myself, you know, I'm not really adding anything that I haven't said before. And I'm not really passionate about this topic because I didn't really know where I was going with it. And so then I was like, you know what, let me see what the Mary Sue's up to. And I saw that article. I'm like, oh, I can definitely riff on this because this nonsense needs to be exposed. So sorry, Tina, that I raised your blood pressure, though. Oh my goodness, the chat. Oh my goodness, are we going back to the old days of me falling behind the chat? It's a Trap says, hooray for more movies, my lord. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, speaking of which, I totally forgot to. Holy crap! What? Well, thank you, Claffis. Thank you so much, man. That's so generous. Thank you, man. Oh, it's been a while. He says, keep up the good work. I also want to say that your box office videos are superb. Merry Christmas. Well, Claffis, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you as well. And I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you so much, man. I see you all the time over at Geeks and Gamers. But you reminded me, my bots aren't up and running right now. So let me go ahead and get those bad boys up. But thank you, dude. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Oh, I'm just not used to it. I'm not used to it. I'm not used to it. Thanks, man. I really do appreciate it. And if you have a question in the chat, just put Odin at the very beginning, and I will answer anything that you have to say, man. That's awesome. Whew, all right, gotta get back on track. Trap Production says, hooray for more movies, my lord. I know, I cannot wait. So I'm gonna try and see at least 2 movies tomorrow, and then Thursday I'm gonna go try. Me and my wife are gonna try and see Aquaman, and I'm gonna try and see another movie earlier in the day, maybe even 2 movies earlier in the day. And yeah, so I can't wait. Cannot wait for that. Proper Jeremy says, nice to see you. Didn't mean to make you feel like you were kicked out of the council stream. Would you want to come on early in the new year as our guest of honor? No problem. Yeah, I would love to do that, Proper. Yeah, I mean, I got off because it was very crowded in there, and I wanted to make sure that the guys who hadn't been on a live stream before, I mean, because there were some guys I honestly just didn't know, because I've heard the names of like their proper characters or their Jeremy characters. But I feel like for some people, maybe it was like the first time on a live stream, or at least a live stream getting some attention. So I didn't want to take that spot away. I just wanted to say hi and, you know, wish you guys luck. So I appreciate that, Proper. Yeah, keep me posted on that. Jeremy Smurf says, ready for Bumblebee this weekend. I'm actually excited for it. I'm going to go try and see it. I will say that the one thing that's making me very, very mad about Bumblebee, though, is that it's taking up Dolby spots that I wish Aquaman had, because me and my wife love Dolby, and unfortunately it's not playing in Dolby for Aquaman, at least Thursday, and it's because of Bumblebee. So we're kind of mad at it a little bit. Because Reason says, thanks for making me watch John Wick. Dude, no problem at all. If you've never seen John Wick, guys, go watch it. Do yourself a favor and watch John Wick Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, so that way you can be ready for Chapter 3, and also the TV series that they're going to be making on it, called The Continental, which is going to be all about the series of hotels that exist around the world for hitmen. Oh man, the world that they've built from that is so awesome. Greta says, I also can't talk for 8 minutes straight. Yeah, I don't know how I can. There's been times before. I watched some of my earlier videos too when I had like almost no perception of time. Now when I'm going long, I know that I'm going long. But there were times when I would go like almost 20 minutes, and I'd be like, why are people watching this? But I guess there was something in there that they liked. Beard oil, says Outpost Dyer. Man, do I really need it? Let's see. Edward Coleman says, did you see the trailer for Brightburn and how it can be made without getting sued by DC? No, I've not watched this. I have not watched the trailer for Brightburn because I have no idea what it's about. And I just have very little interest because of that. So maybe if you can explain what it's about, maybe I'll do that. Let's see. Whoa, dude 100. You have a great singing voice, especially when you do the Geeks and Gamers intro. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Tina says, just watched Anna's video about her hair being destroyed by a hairstylist who didn't know what she was doing. What? Her hair got destroyed? That's awful. I had no idea. Is that something that just got posted? Because I didn't seen her with anything. Patrick Duff says, I suck at editing miserably. Yep, I'm right there. I'm right there with you. That's for damn sure. Let's see. Oh man, I'm so far behind now. Appos Dyer says, for them to get an A in your class, they should subscribe. See, I've thought about doing those types of things, but then I realized, I don't want to lose my job just quite yet. So maybe I'll just pass on that for now. Maybe like if there's ever a time in my life when I know for sure that I'm going and I'm in like my last semester and it's like spring exams, maybe that's when I start to do that kind of stuff. Maybe we'll see. JKD says, I've rebearded. My beard is nowhere near as epic as Odin's beard. Hey, just keep working at it, man. And this takes time. This doesn't really take much attention, but it does take time. So just be patient. Trap says, shall I go and get a screaming goat for you, my lord? Yes, get me a screaming goat, please. In fact, if I could have a screaming goat like right next to me during a stream, that would be the best thing ever. Because Reza says, I'm not sure if you're into Dragon Ball Super, but are you geared up to see the Broly movie? I do like Dragon Ball. I'm not caught up in Super yet. So basically, I'm still rewatching original Dragon Ball so that I can rewatch Dragon Ball Z so that I can watch Dragon Ball Super. I also want to watch Dragon Ball GT at some point. I know it's not canon anymore, but I still want to watch it because I do like Dragon Ball. But I'm not going to go see it. I might see it eventually because I hear the movies, you don't really need to necessarily be caught up on the series because they're bigger events, and so usually you can get caught up pretty quickly with the basic stuff that they talk about in the very beginning. So we'll see. We'll see about that. And also, Clayface, thank you so much again for the very, very generous super chat. I really do appreciate it, man. You have a Merry Christmas. Tina says, I got it calmed back down. Glad to hear it. Everyone was freaking out about the bomb. Star Wars Dad says, missed you, bud. Just got Wi-Fi and cable back. Star Wars Dad, so glad to have you back. Hope everything is going well in the rebuilding process, and hope you're doing good, man. Clafus, thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. Jeffrey Tune says, there was a Jessica Jones still on the TV screen behind you. Yes, so this is just my Roku. No, this is the Netflix. Just the screensaver, and so it just goes through. It's interesting. If you ever want to know just how political and how biased Netflix is, just like don't watch anything for a while and wait for the screensaver to pop up, because almost everything that goes up there is either political or identity politics related or something that I would never watch. So I really would like to know the algorithm for why they choose those things. Star Wars Dad says, Saturday is my birthday and we'll be taking Darth Cody to see Bumblebee. That is awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. Frank, no, you have respect, man. No, you demand. And that's the problem. Because Reason says, beard, I tried growing Odin's beard and ended up with a French 3 Musketeer beard. It's very pointy. Dude, if you have Twitter, man, send me a picture. Go to the DMs and send me a picture of that mustache, man, and the beard. Meg says, won't be bowing down to the Sensei Mike anymore. Good job, Clayface. You just broke the stream. You philanthropic bastard. Yeah, seriously, Max and Clayface, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Greta says, just saw the favorite. I liked it, but didn't blow me away. The acting, sets, and costumes were great. Yeah, I mean, the trailer didn't really blow me away that much either, so I'm kind of in that position where it's like, I don't know how to feel about it. So I'm probably will try and go see it at some point, though. So, oh. Reed Palancia, thank you so much for the Australian $50. Oh my God, thank you. Been enjoying your channel. Is there any movies currently on or for future release that should be good on the big screen? Hope to see you in the new year. Good cheer and great success for next year. Well, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that very much. I would say that there are a few movies I'm looking forward to. The number one, without any question, is Episode 9. And the only reason... The only reason why Episode 9 is my most anticipated is because I cannot wait to see how much it bombs at the box office. If I had to choose a different one, I would say obviously Endgame. Endgame is my most hyped without any shadow of a doubt. My most hyped film. So that one looks good on the big screen. I've heard Aquaman looks excellent on the big screen. That's coming up this Christmas, and oh my god. Sorry. Those are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. Are there any ones that you're interested in? Please let me know. Just go in the comment, put Odin in the very beginning of it, and I'll read that comment too, because I would love to hear what you're interested in. Coconut Jeff, thank you for the $10 super chat. Your live stream is making the torture of being all alone at Whole Foods a lot less depressing. Some days I just want to roll off the counter, but if I do, I know my shell won't break. I just can't win. Oh no, Coconut Jeff. Oh, poor Coconut Jeff. I remember when you were born. I remember the birth of Coconut Jeff on the High Council. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad that I'm able to help even just a little bit. PJ of Ice and Fire, thank you so much for the $100 super chat. I'm delivering Christmas cash to all my favorite YouTubers, so here is one for you this year. Happy New Year as well. PJ, thank you so much, because you're also a Patreon member as well, so thank you so much. Thank you. I'm trying to get to the topic, but I'm catching up with the chat, and I'm doing the very best that I can, and y'all keep dropping bombs on me, but thank you so much, seriously, for everyone that's donated, for PJ, Coconut Jeff, I just love that name, Repalancia, Clayfist, thank y'all so much for being so generous. It really does mean a lot to me, a hell of a lot to me, and you guys are awesome, so thank you so much. Let's see, yeah, so Greta, the favorite, yeah, I want to see it, because obviously I've heard great things, like supposedly great things about it, but it sounds like it's not nearly as big as people are wanting us to think that it is. So all right, oh my god, I'm so far behind. Where am I? Meg says, currently grinding out my medical coding final. It's brutal when you're not a seasoned professional, I can imagine. Ada Hernandez, swig of Tico for the working. Odin, damn right. Darth Hammer, what's up, bruv? Meg says, Brightbird equals Superboy gone horribly wrong. Ugh. Hallmark Jeremy says, love Odin, the All-Father, for blessing the Council of Jeremys with his presence. Well, thank you, Hallmark Jeremy. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. It was great to be on there, even just for a little bit. Tina says, yeah, Anna just posted it. She thankfully found another stylist to correct it, but the other one fried her hair with bleach, didn't layer it properly. She showed the first. Oh, my God. That's awful. That's awful. Dave Bob says, someone will come up with a new screen name, Odin's Beard. Tia says, then it took 4 hours for another stylist to make it look normal again, but Anna said her hair looked like she and Haggard had a baby. And it did. I'm glad she found someone too, but I have to say that image of Anna with hair that's like a mishmash of Haggard's beard is pretty amazing. It's pretty great. CWD Trixie says, when it comes to Godzilla Destroy All Monsters, have you seen the trailer done using original Destroy All Monsters footage instead? No, I've seen the two new Godzilla trailers that have come out. So obviously the first one, the teaser, and then the official one. I like the teaser a lot better because I think they're showing a little too much of the monsters already. But yeah, that's where I stand on the current state of those trailers. But I cannot wait. I would say that's probably my next most anticipated film of 2019 is Godzilla King of the Monsters, because that just looks so damn good. I love it. Peabody, what's going on, bruv? Mike G, what's going on, bruv? How's it going? Holy crap, these super chats, y'all killing me. JKD Buck says, people be leaving their cash offerings at your feet. I know, seriously, it's insane. It's so crazy. Everyone's just in a very giving mood tonight. Tina says, but she know Odin's on. Damn right. Greta says, Green Book is great. Green Book is indeed great, Greta. I agree. I actually did I went in with very low expectations and came out very pleasantly surprised. There's a lot of comedy in it, which I was not expecting, and I actually liked it. Pagan God X says, evening Odin, can't stay long, gotta be up at 2 a.m. No problem at all, Pagan God. I appreciate you just stopping by all. So thank you. Oh boy, where am I? I can't find myself. Where am I? Stars Dad says, pulled my son out of public school. They tried teaching him identity politics. The line was drawn when he brought home a pamphlet stating boys can have periods too. Are you kidding me? Please tell me that's fake. Please tell me you're joking. They sent home a pamphlet stating that boys can have periods too. Now, I'm assuming what they meant is that there can be there can be boys who identify as women, or women that identify as boys. No, women that identify as boys, and that because they have a period because they're a woman, that means boys. Oh my God, that's so stupid. No matter what, no matter how you try to spin that, that's ridiculous. Yeah, I would, if I had a child in public school and they were teaching them that garbage, you're damn right I would pull them out. It would be homeschooling for them because, oh God, it's so bad. It's so bad today. It really is. It's so bad. Let's see. Pagan God says, Odin sees everything I say. He respects a fellow deity. Damn right, Pagan. I do the best that I can when I can. Jason Clark, what's going on, bruv? Somebody be, hey, what's going on, Steph? Tina says, I'm only looking forward to Endgame and Aquaman and Godzilla, King of the Monsters. As of now, Valkyries. Hashtag Valkyries support Jason Momoa, Aquaman. Yeah, the Valkyries are very hot under the collar for Jason Momoa. And the only reason why they're going to see it is because they want to see Jason Momoa without his shirt on, which I fully support because he's a very beautiful man. He's a very beautiful manfish, and if that's what they're into, as long as they don't go, you know, as long as they don't go full fish sex like some movies have in the past, some Oscar-winning movies have in the past, I think we'll be okay. Steph, what's going on? Star Wars Dad says, it's true. That's so crazy. That is absolutely insane. That is absolutely insane. It's a Trap says, my lord, check your Twitter when you get a chance. I will do the very, very best that I can. Peabody says, I would say it would be a reference to boys having a form of PMS. Ah, it's so stupid. All right, I'm caught up with the chat. Awesome. Pagan God, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Help Adieta out. Hammer that Valhalla button. Damn right. Hammer the Valhalla button. Give Heimdall a little bit of work to do. And thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Appreciate it. Donald Hudson, what's up, bruv? Maybe the period for men they were talking about was the sperm count cycle men have monthly. Devil's advocate here. Yeah, you could, but a period is very specific. You know, a period is bleeding. And boys don't bleed, and if they do bleed, then there's something wrong with it. It's called a condition that they need to get fixed. So yeah, that is so ridiculous. All right, I am caught up, so let me give a huge shout out to my patrons, which is going to lead us into the topic for today. You know, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it, but I do want to talk about it nonetheless. So huge shout out to A Grey Jedi, Adam Shawhan, Dave Bob, Delete System 32, Donald Hudson, Edward Coleman, Enrique Evangelista, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Weeder Dog Clan, Greta Zenner, Harold Francis, Inflamed Wood, It's a Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toone, Laura Story, Matthew Kadish, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin, Outpost Dyer, Perpetual Punster, PJ, The DJ D Show, Those Two Bald Guys, Tina B, and Voorhees67. You're all my patrons and beautiful, beautiful people. So, yeah, so if you were just coming over for Geeks and Gamers, you kind of know what's going on. Basically, Patreon is becoming a hot mess where they are censoring content. They are kicking people off. Just no warning, they're kicking people off for very stupid political reasons. And so Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers is taking Geeks and Gamers off of Patreon. So I did put a poll out. If you're a Patreon member, go check out the Patreon page because I did put a poll out. I want to hear from you guys. You know, obviously I care what anyone thinks, so that's why I want to hear kind of what the chat thinks about the whole process, about whether or not I should leave. Obviously, I know that there are some alternatives, but I don't really know the alternatives that well. So I did put a poll out asking whether you think I should leave Patreon or not and reject the nonsense and just, you know, turn my back on the organization that's just become so politicized. So I would love to hear your thoughts on that on Patreon, but I would also love to hear your thoughts on the chat as well. So let me get back to the chat, in fact. Chris Boitano says, can I get a shout-out for the 2019 movies Glass and Dragon Ball Super Broly? Damn right you can. Glass is another one for sure. Glass is probably going to be the first movie of 2019 that I actually want to go see in theaters. That is one that I think is worth seeing on the big screen because I personally... Obviously, one of my favorite Shyamalan movies is Unbreakable. I think it's fantastic, and I actually really like Split. I thought Split was very good, and so the fact that it connected to the Unbreakable universe, and now we're getting Glass that's going to really bridge the two films together in a very unique way, has me very excited. Ariak Draken says, are you going to check out Star Wars Theory's Vader fan film as soon as I possibly can? Yes. I haven't been able to follow him lately. I know that he's having some premieres going on, but I would definitely love to do that. Proper Jeremy says, I heard my name this time. Proper Jeremy is here. Clavis says, Aquaman seems to do well at box office. China seems to love the movie as well. Do you think it will reach 1 billion in the end? Yes, Clavis, actually, I firmly do believe that. I did a video on this channel. I mentioned it on Geeks and Gamers, but I did a whole video dedicating why I am predicting that it will indeed reach $1 billion. And my reasoning behind it is that China is already suspected to bring in, for that movie, just from China alone, close to $300 million. And if you look at any big budget film, almost every time China makes up around 1/3 of the entire foreign gross. So taking that history into account, if a $300 million is 1/3 of the entire gross, that means just from the foreign market, it's going to make around $900 million. And when you take into account it's going to make at least $400, $500, $600 million here in the United States, you're looking at numbers that are well over $1 billion, and I honestly think that's going to even beat out Last Jedi, which would make me very happy for obvious reasons. But yeah, I think it's gonna. I think, and as I put in my video, this is not a prediction. This is a spoiler, and that was in the spirit of my favorite manager of all time, Paul Heyman, because I honestly do believe that it is going to make that much money. Let's see. Alton Foster says, I don't do anything on Patreon, so do what you gotta do, bro. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Delete System 32 says, I would keep it up and diversify to other sources. I think that probably might be, I don't think I'm going to just delete it outright, or at least not in the next week or so. I definitely want to find a stable alternative before I just delete it altogether, because one of the things that I've seen in other people's videos where they say, you know, I want to leave, but there's no real viable alternative, is that very fact. Now, I will probably be on the lookout for what Jordan B. Peterson and Dave Rubin come up with, because it sounds like they're going to try and make their own service, and I think if they're able to get it to work, that would definitely be a service I would want to support. So yeah, but thank you so much for letting me know, because Elite System 32 is indeed a patron member. Proper Jeremy says, by the way, I am not my appendix. Oh, I get you. Eric Coleman says, don't do anything to hurt the growth of the channel, but look for alternative outlets. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, that seems to be the consistent theme that I'm getting, even in the comments on the Patreon page itself. They're saying, don't do anything until you find a stable alternative. And right now, the vote is 2-5. 5 saying, no, don't leave. So obviously, I'm going to follow the will of my patrons, since they're the ones that are, you know, being patrons. And I don't want to do anything that they do not want me to do. So, but it's worth talking about, at least at this point, because it is getting kind of ridiculous, everything that's been going on. And I am caught up. So guys, again, if you want me to read your comment, I read every single comment. I don't skip comments. I don't just read super chats. That's not a dig against anyone that does do those things, because obviously there are certain channels that, you know, like Geeks and Gamers, get 900 people in there, and it's almost impossible to keep up with the live chat. But what I do try and do is I you know, because we have a smaller channel, I try and read every single comment, because I think that we all deserve to have a voice, and that voice deserves to be heard. And if you want to donate, great. I appreciate it, but you do not have to. Just put Odin in the very beginning of your comment, and it'll pop up orange for me, and I'll know that you want me to read your comment. 70B says, don't move on just yet. What? Don't move on just yet. Ultra Trap says, I have a Patreon page too, my lord, and I understand why some people would want to leave. I personally don't plan to. I hope you don't leave either. Yeah, I mean, I'm not leaving anytime soon. I'm not leaving anytime soon, but the thought is at least going to be going up very soon. Somebody says, you are skipping mine. No, I'm not skipping yours, Steph. I am not skipping yours at all. You just don't have, you're just not putting Odin in the beginning. Valkyrie's got to do it too, okay? There's a lot of chats in here. Jason Clark says, don't delete Patreon until you have a backup plan or until there becomes a problem. All right. Sounds good. That sounds good, Jason Clark. Tina says, I'd say weigh out your options before you jump ship. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. I will support you and the others I support on Patreon until you say you're gone. Sounds good, Tina. Trevor Toon says, I think you should have a third option about setting something up first. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I like that. I think that I'll probably just keep what I have, and then I will probably, what I'll probably end up doing, and I think that you put it best, Trevor Toon, is I think I'll try and set up an alternative, and basically to me it'll be a, if you still want to support me, but you don't want to support Patreon, because there have been people who are Patreon supporters of mine who say, I want to get off Patreon, but I don't want to leave you in the lurch. So what I'm thinking of doing is maybe setting up an alternative, and then say, if you want to jump ship on Patreon, you have every right to, and if you still want to support me, hey, here's an alternative that you can use. Now, again, I haven't found one that quite matches Patreon level at this point, but once I do, I'll probably give that option to anyone that does want to leave it. Proper Jeremy says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how did I do for the first live stream host? I wasn't able to watch all of it proper, but I would say you were definitely a 9, 8 or 9. Very, 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 very well done. Especially for the first time, very, very well done. Eric Coleman says, how do I get to the poll? Damn technology. From your end, I'm actually not exactly sure, because I'm not great at it either. But it should just be on, if you go to the Patreon page, there should be a feed, and the poll should be there, and it should just be automatic for you to be able to do that. Let's see. Because Reason says, my cam is from 2007, so I won't attempt a tweet. It's all good. It's all good. Let's see. 70B says, boo, cranky all father. I'm not cranky at all. Pop Culture says, oh, sorry, PB says, hello, Odin. How goes it tonight? I was watching EVS. Well, thank you for jumping over. I appreciate it very much. It's going fine. It's going fine. I'm just talking about Patreon, whether or not I should leave or not. My patrons seem to say stay on for now, maybe try and get an alternative, which I think is going to be the route I go. I've looked into this thing called Ko-fi or Coffee, I think is how it's pronounced, and it looks good because it's free. The only problem is that with the free, you can't set up automatic. So I know that there's some people that like Patreon because you can just make a pledge and then it'll automatically deduct the $1 or $3 every month. With Coffee, you have to pay, like I have to like pay to set up something for the monthly in order to get those kind of features. And I don't think it includes live streams, and not like I play with the live stream feature yet, but I might play around with some of that stuff on Patreon because I do want to use it while I have it, especially since I've been kind of neglecting my patron duties, I feel. Outpost Dire says, when mailing stuff to the P.O. box, do we title it Odin's Movie Blog? I think so. I think you can put that or Odin. I think the main thing is that you have the number correctly and the number correct and the and the zip code correct, because they wouldn't let me set up as a business because the post office is stingy. So I don't think you have to put my real name, and that's the reason why I did it in the first place, because like it's not hard to find my real name, but I also at the same time don't want to, you know, I'm kind of weird about that. So yeah, I would say just put Odin or Odin's Movie Blog, and it should still come to me, because if they say, well, the address is right but the name is wrong, then that's just stupid. So, but then again, I also don't know how really the post office works completely, so maybe you have to do that thing. I don't know. Whoever sends me stuff, you know, I haven't checked the P.O. box yet. I think I might try and check it tomorrow or Wednesday. So if you sent me something, let me know that you've sent something or when you've sent it, so that way I at least know what to look out for, and I'll be able to tell whether it's been submitted or not. So I'm sure they'll yell at me if they say, you need to have your name on it. DeleteSystem32 says, hopefully they will set something up. I heard Subscribe Star got attacked by NPCs. You know, that's not a surprise, because that's all they can do. All they can do is attack things. You know, whenever there's someone that doesn't agree with them, all they can do is try and tear them down. And it's just really sad, because it shows them, you know how there's all this talk about diversity, there's all this talk about, oh, we need to be more diverse, and blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to diversity of thought, they're silent. If you don't agree with them completely, you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're a homophobe. And that's why we're in very scary times, because these are also people that are in positions of power. And so for someone in that position to call me and calling what I say hate speech, and for them at the same time to be pushing for like things like legislation to fine and penalize that kind of speech, is very dangerous for someone like me. So yeah, definitely not taking any of that very lightly, for sure. Proper Jeremy, no problem at all, man. You are awesome. Max Rush says, what is your favorite Harry Potter movie? Ooh, I actually love Deathly Hallows Part 1. I would say my favorite out of all of the Harry Potter movies is 3, because that was the first movie that had a shift change, and I liked it a lot. I thought it did a very good job at doing that. But I also like Deathly Hallows Part 1, and the main reason why is because the animation that they have when explaining the Deathly Hallows is beautiful. It is so beautiful, and I love it. So I would probably say Part 1, but as far as an entire movie is concerned, Part 3. Let's see. PJ says, I think it is so nice that you read all of our comments. It makes it more personalized. Well, I'm glad that you feel that way, PJ. I know that there's some people that like it. There's some people that don't like that, because some people feel like it holds things up a bit. I feel like most people who come here expect that and appreciate it. So no problem at all, PJ. Thank you so much for being a patron, for being an incredible supporter of the channel as well, and for all people who have been supportive of the channel also. Chris Boitano says, I was watching the YouTuber Naomi Sex Cyborg Woo, and apparently Subscribestar is doing the same thing as Patreon. Guess that means identity politics is infiltrating all such platforms, and it's no surprise, because they want to try and shut down all conversation. As I said before, they do not care about diversity of thought. When they talk about diversity, they're lying. Because if they believed in diversity, they would believe in all forms of diversity, which include diversity of thought. But they don't care about that. They really don't. They're idiots. They are absolute idiots. Because Reason says, my big pointy beard will only grow. I will find a way to get a good pick someday. No problem at all, Because Reason. I hope that you finally blossom into the beautiful bearded man that I know that you can be. Peabody says, so men can get PMS. Patron is payments made systematically. I guess you're right. I guess they can get PMS. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Let's see. James Arlington says, "You just a hater. Odin, stop hating." Yeah. I'm just a hater, man. Proper Jeremy says, I liked Harry Potter 1 and 2 so much. I hated 3 when it came out. I understand that because it's so different. It is an entirely different type of movie. The first 2 are kids' movies, and 3 is the first one to me that becomes very, very serious. No pun intended. And that's the reason why I like it so much, because I appreciate the first 2 because they're very much kids' movies, and I do like kids' movies in certain occasions. But I feel like the more mature tone of the third film is very refreshing. At least for me, it was very refreshing. Because reasons, your favorite movie of all time. I feel like I get asked this every single stream, but it is open forum, so I will definitely. So yeah, we're now in the open forum. You can ask me any question about any topic. It does not have to be movie related or pop culture related. Obviously, there's certain questions that I can't answer for obvious reasons, but I will do the very best that I can to be open and honest with you guys. Because reasons, as far as favorite movie goes, it's really a tie between 3, and it's A Wonderful Life, Casablanca, and 12 Angry Men. My top 3 favorite films of all time. And obviously there are other films that I would put up in my favorites, like Back to the Future is one of my all-time favorite movies. The Dark Knight, one of my all-time favorite movies. As far as recent ones over the last 5 or 6 years, I love Whiplash. Whiplash is an amazing film, which is why it's so sad that the director and writer of that has just not made a very good movie since. Jeffrey Toon says, I saw a Tim Pool vid about the NPC meme, and he said he knew people who said they don't think in words. That explains why NPCs are so bad at critical thinking. No, it's true. It's so true. They can't process it because they can't put it into words. All they can do is react. That's all they can do. And because all they can do is react, it cuts down and shuts down any chance of dialogue. As I said before, that's why they shut out any diversity of thought, because that means they would have to engage their intellects and engage in a conversation. And they just can't do it. They just can't handle it. PB says, did you try the link I sent you on Twitter for Season 3 for Rebels? I think so. Let me see. Let's see. I tried one, but I'm not sure if it's the one that you're talking about. Oh my God, Alexander, I just saw. Oh, it's fantastic. Oh my God, that's so good. Yes, I did try TV Muse, and it didn't have links. It didn't have anything other than the iTunes links, so it unfortunately was not available. But oh my God, Alexander, thank you. Intertrap Productions, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. Patrick Maduff says, my favorite Harry Pothead movie is Order of the Phoenix and Prisoner of Azkaban. See, Order of the Phoenix to me is just like, what movie was that? Like, I feel like a lot of the movies have very specific stories and storylines and story arcs. When it comes to Order of the Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince, I don't know what those movies are about. Like, I feel like they're the same movie. I can't tell the difference between them because it's been a while since I've seen them too. Hallmark Jeremy says, I did my first movie review. It's on The Mule, and it's a whopping 45 seconds long. Well, hey, movie reviews don't have to be long, and actually that's probably going to be the first movie that I end up seeing tomorrow, probably before Spider-Man, if I decide to go see it anyway. Let's see. Herpicus McDurpington. I don't think we'll have to worry about the NPC plague for much longer. I hope so. That would be nice. That would be really, really nice. Kaylin, the Keeper of the Jeremys, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. It must be very hard to keep track of all this, Tim. Greta says, when you go from Chris Columbus to Alfonso Cuarón, you're going to have a different movie. Oh, for sure. And I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Alfonso Cuarón is one of the most amazing directors of all time. So that also might be a reason why I love 3. That's amazing, though. I forgot about that, Greta. Thank you for reminding me. Arnie, do you think JK is ruining the franchise? Yes. No question in my mind. If you have not seen The Fantastic Beasts 1, let alone Fantastic Beasts 2, oh my God, she's breaking not Star Wars canon. She's breaking Harry Potter canon. She is doing a lot of what current Disney Star Wars is doing as far as the canon's going, just ruining things. She needs to stop. Screw this new trilogy that she wants to start. She needs to stop. She should just go on and keep writing these overly sexualized adult novels that she's working on now, apparently, and just leave it behind because she's ruining it. She has no idea what she's doing anymore, and it's really sad. Sean SW. Oh, Sean Star Wars. What's going on, man? Such a hater. You don't hate me, do you, Odin? Sean, I don't hate you at all, man. I don't hate you at all. Entertainment hacker. Odin really likes popcorn, huh? I do. Popcorn is delicious. OG Soilo shirt. Damn right, Brad. Pet troll. Aposire says, I like the tone shift of Harry Potter 3, but I don't like how the director changed Hogwarts to fit what he liked. Reminds me of Rian Johnson and what he did with Last Jedi. I agree to an extent, because obviously I don't like directors just changing things, especially when it comes to the actual school itself, because I think the school was fine. But I do think that since it's Hogwarts, and since it's based in a magical universe, it makes sense, to me at least. I guess that's how I get past it personally. Proper Jeremy says, every other Harry Potter movie aside from the first 3 are absolute failures because John Williams does not conduct the score and no memorable scores were created since. I forgot that he was a part of that. You're so right. Entertainment says, I'm at work, stop by to give a like and some watch time, but looks like Odin is doing pretty darn good. I mean, yeah, we're doing crazy. We're at 60 people at one point, so it's been a good night. So thank you so much for stopping by, guys. Clavis says, yeah, I just saw you had uploaded a video about it. Facepalm. Some of the box office people at Reddit have came to the same conclusions. 1 billion. Yeah, it's definitely gonna reach $1 billion, and it's because of those very reasons. It's because, again, I usually go by history. And that's one of the main reasons why I think that Star Wars Episode 9 is not going to do very well. It's not going to get over $1 billion just because of history and because of the trends. And I just don't think they're going to be able to pull it out, personally. But when it comes to the Aquaman movie, it's doing extremely well in China. And I don't think anyone suspected that it was going to be doing this well. And now that it's expanded into other foreign markets, it's still doing very well. And I'm already looking ahead to Thursday. It's doing better seat-wise than the last Star Wars movie. And even though that's not saying much about Solo, it is still indicative of the fact that if Aquaman can outdo a Star Wars movie, it's doing something right. So that's kind of my thought on that. Because my in New Orleans, we tend not to. The movie, at the very least, like the movie industry doesn't seem to really go past or look past or really look too far into political issues around a film, and they'll just show up and go see it anyway. So that's kind of my thought on that. Oh man, I'm falling so far behind, guys. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Ultra Trop says, finally saw my tweet, my lord. I thought you might like that. I did. That was awesome. Greta says, Order of the Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince were the worst adaptations of the series, which is probably why they're very forgettable, and to me, they're the same movie. Entertainment Hacker says, hey, Odin, did you see the video John Talks recently promoted on the psychological effects of The Last Jedi? By delusion to truth, it's really good and important. I didn't see that. I have to see that. I haven't watched. I watched a John. I've been on a mecha random hit. I feel like there's certain times when I go like on just binges of certain channels because I do fall behind on a lot of content just because of work and everything else. So I've been on a mecha random. If you don't know who she is, go check out her channel. She's awesome. So I've been kind of on a hit with her and her coverage of Captain Marvel, and it's been fantastic. It's been so good. Let's see. Sith Lord Luke Skywalker, hello, my lord. Because reasons, and Odin is still rambling about Harry Potter. Harry Potty, that's okay. Because reasons. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it, bro. All right, let's see if I can catch up. Trevor Toon says, it's not a good sign when the creator retcons their own work. Yep, you're exactly right, and she keeps retconning it. She can't stop. Soul Assassin, do you watch Vikings, and what are your TV shows to watch? I do not watch Vikings because I have way too many TV shows to watch. I am currently watching Rebels. I still need to get back to finishing Cowboy Bebop. I still haven't finished that series. I also need to get back to watching Dragon Ball, the OG, the original Dragon Ball series. I also am a huge Supernatural fan. I still like Arrow. That's like the one last CW DC show that I still watch because all the other ones have just gone full, identity politics. And from what I hear, Arrow is going in that direction, unfortunately. Because I mean, I love The Flash too, but The Flash has like really started to go in that direction, unfortunately. And I was in The Walking Dead. I've fallen behind this. I haven't watched a single episode this season, but I do tend to like The Walking Dead. But everything's been kind of spoiled because whoever runs their Facebook page and their Twitter sucks, because every time an episode comes out, they spoil a death. Every time. They don't care. And it's just so awful. So those are kind of my shows right now. Proper Jeremy says, Jeremy had over 800 viewers because we promoted him on the Council of Jeremys. We'll try to get you to the same level. Well, thank you, Proper Jeremy. I appreciate it. Dave Bob says, NPCs are like Roger Corbin in the end of the episode of Star Trek TOS, What Little Girls Are Made Of. Herpicus McDurpington, why do franchises insist on destroying themselves these days? It's certainly not because of the massive profits, but they think they'll make money. So J.K. Rowling, for a while, she was like, I'm done with Harry Potter. And then, it wasn't because she wanted to expand the universe. It was because they offered her the right amount of money. And for the right amount of money, a lot of these people in Hollywood can easily be bought. And it's because they are of very low moral stature. They try and act all high and mighty. They try and act like they're good people. And I'm not trying to say that she's a bad person. I'm sure she's given a lot to charity and she's done a lot of good things. But for her to try and say, and for people like her to try and say it's not because of the money, is just disingenuous and just an absolute lie. And if you want proof of that, look at what she's doing to her franchise. Look at what she's doing to her universe. Just because she wants to put in more identity politics into her story, she is now willingly destroying canon. And I just think that's an awful thing. So it's about the money. It really is about the money. And what they don't realize, though, is that audiences are getting so much smarter. And in fact, that's the reason why China is a great example of that. Because you see how there have been certain franchises that have been trying to, make it in China, and they try and throw a bone and say, look, we have a Chinese actor, we have an Asian actor. There was a whole talk about how Rose Tico was added to Star Wars to try and appease to the Asian audiences, and it didn't work. If you want an even more perfect example of that, they tried to release Crazy Rich Asians in China, and it bombed. And the reason why is because even Chinese audiences cannot be pandered to. They cannot be bought. They're too smart for that. Now, I say that, and they will go out and support films like Avatar, which is just ridiculous. But they are very sensitive to identity politics. And I think that they don't realize that a lot of audiences are, and it's going to really start to hurt them, especially with channels like mine, like Geeks and Gamers, especially with the huge almost 100,000 subscribers that he has. I think that these huge channels, because now we have so much more reach and we're so loud, especially, I think that that's going to make it a lot harder for these companies to be able to come out with movies like this in the future. And they're going to have a very rude awakening when they realize, oh, we can't shove our politics down their throats anymore and expect to make a profit. And I am damn proud to be a part of that. Greta says, the only thing wrong with Prisoner of Azkaban movie is that they omitted the story of the Marauders, which was important to the book. As someone who did not read the books, at least not until after the movies, I will say that from a movie perspective, at least from like an outside perspective, there didn't seem to be any plot holes or anything missing from the story. But as my wife is a huge diehard Harry Potter fan, I'm sure she would agree with you. Because obviously I feel that when you adapt a book, it's better to make it into a series. Because when you have a series, you can do so much more. I mean, look at Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones isn't even totally following the canon of the books, but because it's a series, it's able to dive so much more into characters and character development, and it's just done so much better. So I feel like books need to stop being made into movies and instead just need to be focused on making it into a TV series instead. A mini series, a series event, whatever it is, because that's going to be the best way to tell the story overall. Let's see. Oh my god, the chat. Y'all are crazy. Jeffertoon says Venom did better than Solo. Dude, Venom whooped Solo's ass. Solo couldn't even make $400 million. Venom is the 5th highest grossing film of 2018 with over $850 million worldwide. Yeah, Solo didn't even get half of what Venom made. And Venom is still making money. Venom, it was still in like the top 15 movies this past weekend. So it's still making money. It's not going to make much more. It's not going to reach $1 billion. And once Aquaman gets going, that's probably going to knock it off as being the 5th highest grossing film of 2018. Though that film's kind of weird because it is going to bleed into 2019, so it probably won't even be mentioned. So as of New Year's, we are going to have in a top 5 highest grossing films, Venom. Not a Star Wars movie. A Star Wars movie came out this year. It feels like forever since Solo came out, but a Star Wars movie came out this year, didn't make $1 billion, lost $200 million. And I love how all these people now are trying to say, oh, Mortal Engines is the biggest bust of the year. And they're like, it's going to lose $100 million. And I'm like, you think that's a lot of money? Look at Solo's financials one more time, and then tell me what's the movie that lost the most money this year? Because it was definitely Solo. Dave Bob says, I hear the Rolling Stones are going to be at Jazz Fest next year. They are. And I'm not a big festivals person. I'm as odd as it might seem, I'm very introverted. I'm actually a very introvert. I guess I'm more of a mix. I have to be honest. I'm more of a mix because if I was introverted, I don't think I'd be doing this kind of stuff. But I'm definitely a mix because there's times when I love going to movies by myself, for example. I know there's some friends of mine who are like, oh, why didn't you invite me? And sometimes my wife's like, oh, I would love to see the movie with you. It's like, I just like seeing movies by myself sometimes. It's just kind of who I am and what I am.
Great timing.
It's true. It's true.
You normally go by yourself.
I do go by myself. Sorry, that's Freya, everybody.
Where am I? Oh, there. Why is there a goat? I was like, that's not me.
No, this is from one of them because they said they were talking about goat videos. And I'm like, oh, I love goat videos, and so he made that really quick.
It was just funny that my head was supposed to be right there.
We've actually had a lot of support tonight. So Clayfus from Norway gave $100, so 1,000 not North Korea, Norway.
These North Koreans, way to go.
And then, Reed Palantia gave Australian $50, Coconut Jeff $10, PJ of Ice and Fire, who's also a patron, gave $100. She's awesome. Pagan Guy gave $2, and Because Reasons gave $5. So.
Look at all the different kinds of money. That's cool. Thank you, guys. But yeah, he's a turd. He sometimes doesn't like me. That's
not true. I was just telling them how I'm kind of a mixed bag of introvert and extrovert, and one of the introverted qualities I have is going to see movies by myself.
He's like mostly introvert, to be clear.
And yet I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, where you don't actually have to be around people.
That's a true statement.
All right, I'm going to take the dogs. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Love you.
Love you too. Come on.
They were sleeping. They were being good girls. All right, let's get back to the chat. PB says, I don't mean to backtrack, but I sent a second tweet with a direct link to what should be episode 1, season 3 of Rebels. All you should have to do is push play. Okay, I will check that out after the stream. Proper Jeremy, thank you for $2 super chat. Your wife is a lucky lady, and you're a lucky man. Well, thank you. Hey, Steph. You're a lucky lady, according to one of them. Proper Jeremy gave a $2 super chat saying, your wife is a lucky lady, and you're a lucky man.
Aww.
I am lucky.
Sometimes.
That's true.
When I don't walk in on you saying you don't want to go to the movies with me.
That is true. She's sometimes lucky. Sometimes. Oh, man. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Proper Jeremy says, so I made the mistake of premiering my live stream highlight video that featured Jeremy's appearance. People thought it was an actual live stream. I won't make that mistake again. Yeah, ever since I saw them trying to do the whole premiere thing, I was like, this just looks silly. I appreciate what they're trying to do. Like, I feel like for bigger channels, it might be a good thing. But for smaller channels, it's just like, I will stay away from it because it definitely seems more like a live stream than anything else. Delete System 32 says, Mecha Random, our favorite YouTube Harpy. Oh my god, Mecha Random's awesome. Tina says, Mecha thought Brie Cheese might have gotten a talking from the higher up, but Brie is pretty much saying, it's just a job, give me a check. Yeah, I saw that video, and it was an amazing video. And if you have not, guys, if you've not checked out Mecha Randoms, I'm sure my Valkyrie have already done so, but please go give her a sub. She is fantastic. She is awesome. She's helped me a lot. She got me set up with Streamlabs. She recommended a chair. Like, she's just an amazing person. So please go check her out. Give her a subscribe. And yeah, she's done a lot of really good coverage lately of Brie Larson and all of the nonsense and craziness going on with Captain Marvel, and how basically Brie Larson has now admitted that she is just doing it for a paycheck. She does not care about anything else. And it's really sad. I hope that changes, because I look to people like Chris Evans, who will dress up as Captain America and visit hospitals, and all the other people that do the same thing. I hope that she realizes that it's more than just a paycheck, because she is more than just an actress. She is going to be representing a very important character to a lot of people. And again, I can be critical of the character, but I cannot deny the fact that there are going to be people that are going to look up to that character and are going to find inspiration in that character, as we find inspiration in other characters as well. And I'm really hoping that she's able to live up to what's going to be expected of her. DJ D Show, level up, Odin. Damn right. Super says, hello, how are you doing this evening? Super, how's it going? Welcome back. Great to have you here. Patrick McDuff says, the only Harry Pothead movie I didn't like was Goblet of Fire. Nice. Oh my god. Clayface, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the North Korean $1,000. Happy Christmas from North Korea. Well played. Well played, good sir. That was my mistake. Norway. Every time I see the NOK, though, all I can think of is North Korea. Aw, thanks, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Guys, Odin's Movie Blog, sponsored by North Korea. Now patrons can be like, oh no, you support your state sponsor of terrorism. You support Kim Jong-un. Oh, Lord. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Got a good laugh. Tina says, it gives me a lesser reason to get involved with a franchise if the creator is going to change canon in midstream or simply get another paycheck. I agree. I absolutely agree with you there. Oh my God, and the chat jumped on me again. I am all over the place tonight, guys. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Because Reason says, dropping some serious crap now. I know, seriously. Outpost Dyer says, I'm out. Gotta go edit and write, maybe paint too. Well, Outpost Dyer, hope you have a good one. Good luck with all that. Perth Comics is here. What's going on, Perth? Super says, another thing about Crazy Rich Asians is I think they were overlooking aspects of Chinese culture. The way I understand it, it's nearly impossible to be truly wealthy and obey the law. Yep. Tina says, when you read this, it's 7:16 Central Time. Oh boy, and it's 7:23 where I am. So yeah, I got a lot to read. Eric Coleman says, technology won the fight. I'm a broken man. I give up. Put me down for staying on Patreon. It's all good, dude. Eric Coleman, man, it's all good. Again, I'm gonna try and find. Don't worry, I'm gonna try and find an alternative for my guys that want to leave Patreon, because I totally support you in doing that. Again, if you want to boycott Patreon, I respect that. And so I'm going to try and get an alternative so that way for my guys that do still want to support the channel but don't want to give to Patreon, because Patreon does take a cut. I'm going to try and find a better alternative. So just be patient with me, man. I'm going to try my best to find one. This week will actually be a good week for me to try and catch up on some stuff because we are in exams and we only have half days, and every day for the rest of the week I only have one exam, meaning that my day ends around 9:25. Obviously, I'm going to stay in grade, so we'll probably end closer to like 10, maybe even before 10. So obviously, I'm going to try and see a lot of movies this week, but it also gives me an opportunity to spend a little bit more time doing some research on these types of things, maybe even doing some Patreon-exclusive stuff. I've been talking about trying to do a Patreon-exclusive podcast, maybe doing a Patreon-exclusive live stream as well, you know, playing around with some of these things, and I should be able to get all that stuff figured out this week. So, Valkyrie, get on my butt about that, please. Keep my ass on point. Pagan God says, need some vids each year for the top 10 movies of the year and the top 10 flops. Yes, Pagan, you're so right. Yes, absolutely. So I'm already planning on doing my top favorite movies of the year. There's still a few movies that I want to see. Obviously, Aquaman's now in the mix because it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And so that's definitely going to be in the mix. And there's a few other films that I would like to see beforehand before I make my official list. But I do have a preliminary list. It's on the ground right now because my dogs, you know, knock everything over. So that's that. But I think that might be a good one. I don't know whether I should do that on Geeks and Gamers or whether I should do that here. I might do it here. And yeah, I think that the top 10 most successful, the highest grossing, the top 10 biggest box office busts, that would actually be a good video. So thank you. I appreciate that. And then Pagan, yeah, he says, you heard it here first. Odin is... I thought that was going to be a follow-up to the other one, but no, you went there instead. Greta says, I literally go to the movies all the time. I know, Greta, I know. Yeah, by myself. Yep, I'm the same way. Okay, oh my God, everyone's saying hi to Freya. Hello, Mrs. Odin. PB says, guest spot. Tony Torres. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I think she's quite beautiful. Pagan says, really, holy hell, respect. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a lone moviegoer too. I mean, yeah, PJ, I love it. I love it. Because reasons. Thanks, man. Oh man. I'm gonna tell her. She's watching something right now, but I'm gonna tell her that she got that kind of reaction. So, Daybob says it won't take Freya to the movies. It's not like I never take her, but I would rather go by myself. And it's not because I don't want to spend time. It's just because when I watch a movie, I'm so fully focused in. And I feel like when I go with people, and there are people that are respectful, like but sometimes even my wife does it. Don't tell her I said that. But sometimes she'll like want to talk about it and she'll ask questions. She's like, wait a minute, how'd this happen? What's happened? I'm just like, just watch the movie. So that's another reason why. But even if I go with people that don't do that necessarily, I'm distracted because I'm next to somebody that I know, and I don't know. It's hard for me to be in one place at once. Hallmark Jeremy says, hi and bye, Mrs. Odin. Well, thank you, guys. And Clayvis, thank you so much again for the love from North Korea. Caitlin, Keeper, the Jeremys, well, I got to go. Bye, Odin and everyone else. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, man. DJD says, oh, wow, he is behind. See you in 30 minutes. Oh, God, I know. Clavis says, Odin is our finest agent. Yes, I am North Korean. I'm so ronery, so bitter and utter and ronery. I love that movie. Pagan God says, Odin and Trump both support North Korea. It's gonna be huge, everybody. North Korea, Rocket Man is my best friend. I'm sorry. Rostico, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, Rostico, are you okay? I am sorry. Hashtag me too. Robert Jeremy says, wait, Brie Larson said that? I know I always say respect women. Maybe it's time to take one off the list. Yeah, but not her. Tina says, but they like Kim Jong-il, so you're good. DJD says, I did tell you about Streamlabs and sent you the tutorial videos. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. That's right. You are DJD. You are so right about that. Thank you. Mecha Random got me set up with it, but DJD Show also helped me out a lot. Sent me some tutorial videos as well. Thank you, man. I'm sorry. Dude, it's been a long time. And my mind's everywhere. Peabody, I have seen Aquaman. Any questions? Yes. Is the CGI as bad as I think it is? Brad Noble says, isn't even to the Freya stuff. Yeah, I just got there. Per Comic says, my last week of work before Christmas holidays. I'm excited. Damn right, man. I'm so excited for it as well. I get a full 2 weeks off, and I can't wait. Somebody says, you bet, sir. Cracks whip. Damn right. Damn right. Tina says, what was that? Keep you on point about what? Super says, I'm all right, thanks. I'm very stupidly pulled an all-nighter last night, so I've been awake for 36 straight hours and still haven't done my homework for the day, but in a good mood. Oh, damn, Super. Well, get some sleep. Get some sleep, bruv. Greta says, Odin wanted to do my top 10 for my next video, but I wanted to see as many possible before I make my official list. Yeah, Greta, I think that's a good idea. I would love to hear your thoughts on your top 10 because it's probably going to be a little bit different than mine personally. But yeah, I also want to see all the things that I want to see because there's some movies that are going to get a lot of hype that I have no interest in seeing, but I want to try and see the ones that I'm genuinely interested in. Like, for example, Roma. Roma's on Netflix actually now. It's an Alfonso Cuarón film, and I really like his work. So I want to give that a shot because he also did the cinematography for it, which is awesome. And so I can't wait to check that out. Oh my God, I think I'm catching up, guys. Oh, I think I'm catching up. Delisa Smith says, did you see Anna's hair? No, I haven't seen it yet because apparently it went live after I went live. Super says, plus I'm chilling with everyone in the chat. Nothing is better than an Odin stream. Well, thank you, Super. I really do appreciate that. Zoe says, that's silly Odin the All-Father. Yeah, I'm quite silly. Because Reason says, it's the fedora. Odin has confidence. Hound 3000 says, oh my God, you sound like Trump. Well, thank you, Hound. I guess that's a compliment. Peabody says, it's so much worse. Oh God, but you liked it, didn't you? So even though it's worse than what I think it is it distracting enough to make me think poorly of the movie? Let me know about that, Peabody. PB says, that is a decent Trump impression with little to no practice. Yeah, no, seriously, like because I've done that impression before, but I definitely don't practice it. I just every now and then when I want to talk like the guy, I'm just like, all right, it's going to be huge. And it's not perfect. I know that much. Peabody says, but you did like Infinity War. I did like Infinity War because, see, here's the thing with some people ask me like, where do you get your thoughts on CGI from? And basically it comes down to this. One, CGI can be good or bad, just in general. Like you look to some movies that were made, for example, I don't know, Green Lantern. Crappy CGI, just really poorly done CGI. But then you see CGI that looks okay, but you use it too much. And that's bad CGI to me because CGI should, in my opinion, should only be used when it's absolutely necessary and in support of the movie overall. I think that Infinity War did that very well. It was able to mix live action with CGI very well. And DC, in my opinion, has not really found that fine balance yet. A great example of a Marvel film that didn't find that fine balance would be Age of Ultron. I hated the CGI in Age of Ultron. So I'm not a total DC hater for all the people that love to give me hate on my videos. You're just a DC hater. You're just a Marvel fanboy. I love it. I feed off of it. Greta says, planning on resubscribing to Netflix just to watch Roma. Nice, Greta. Oh, Amiri's here. What's up, bruv? Because Risa says, has Vegeta surpassed Goku? I'm still in Dragon Ball. So I don't know. Barbara Jeremy says, to clarify, I know everyone can't be like Chris Evans, but Brie Larson can at least try to give a damn. If what she said is true, she's lost my respect. She'll have to earn it back. And I'm really sad about that too, because I think she's a great actress. I loved her in Room. I thought she deserved the Oscar when she did her performance in Room. I love her in a movie called Short Term 12. She has a very good history of film. And that's why it's so sad that she's just gone off the deep end with all this identity politics nonsense. And I really hope that she comes back into reality. Peabody says, you obviously didn't watch my review. I did not like it at all. Oh, Peabody. Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I thought you did. I'm sorry, man. I don't even watch, like, as I said before, I'm just catching up with Mecha Randoms videos. So I fall behind on these things a lot. Hamlet Shirt 89. What's going on, bruv? How are you, man? Just came back from our Christmas concert. Mass. Awesome, dude. Well, I hope that you had a very blessed Mass, and I hope that the concert went very well, too. And, yeah, I'm just chilling, man. I'm just chilling. Greta says, did she really say that she did it for the money? What kind of an actor says that? I don't know if she said it in those exact terms, but she definitely insinuated that she doesn't care about pleasing people, and that she only... I don't have the exact words in front of me, but again, go check out Mecha Random. She just did a video on it either today or yesterday, and she goes into and reads the actual quote itself. So, Super says, sorry I'm behind on the news. What specifically did Brie Larson say? I might have to look it up myself, actually. Peabody says, I didn't do any spoilers, I just laughed at it. Okay, Peabody, I got you. I'll definitely have to check it out then. But let me see, Brie Larson, because I wanna make sure the quote is accurate. It was on comicbook.com, not Images. Ugh. Where is it? Comicbook.com. Is it this one? No. Where is it? Okay, this is him saying that, this is her saying that, Thanos looks shrimpy. Okay, I think I found it. What kind of impressive power, Captain Marvel? I don't know how it's any different, to be honest. I don't want it to feel different. This is where Mecha Random thought that she was, like, actually not a terrible person, because I'm kind of over the first female blah blah blah, and wow, maybe women can actually do the same thing that dudes can do. What a crazy concept. I feel like the more we talk about it, the more we perpetuate the myth that it's an impossible task. No, if it wasn't like that before, it's because it was wrong. That was just wrong. Now we're just doing what's natural. See, here's the problem too, and Mecha Random made this point. Had this been said 20 years ago, she would have a point. But strong female characters have existed in film for a very long time, even before 20 years ago. So this woman has absolutely no idea what she's talking about. All right, I think this may have been where it's... All right, even that is... Okay. The actress went on to explain that she's not expecting to be a role... Okay, here it is. The actress went on to explain that she's not expecting to be a role model, despite playing the first woman to headline a Marvel Studios film. So again, no one cares that she's the first woman. Like, no one cares about that nonsense. What we care about is she a good character? So here she's talking about being a role model, though. She says, even that is not up to me. You don't get to decide if you're an inspiration to people or not. Since I've agreed to do this role, people have said, oh, well, you'll be a role model, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to do what feels true to me, and if people want to tag along, they can. And if they don't, they can bounce. And that's cool. I'm not going to go out of my way to do things in order to be something to people. All of my heroes were just unapologetically themselves, and they were flawed at times, and that's okay. So for me, it's a part of who Carol is. She's flawed. She's not perfect. So in order for me to feel comfortable stepping into this position, I have to accept my humanness and remind everybody that I'm a human and I'm an artist, and I just want to make art, and really that's it. So we have two parts there where she says, oh, you'll be a role model, blah, blah, blah. So she very much is talking down to being a role model. And then she says, and I just want to make art, and that's it. So basically, she's in it for the money. She doesn't care about being a role model. She says, I'm just going to do my own thing. If you like it, great. If you don't, I don't care. I'm not going to, as she says, I'm not going to go out of my way to do things in order to be something to people. Oh, you mean like Chris Evans going to hospitals to be Captain America for the students? Is that what you mean, Brie Larson? Because if that's what you mean, then I have no interest whatsoever in supporting you. I have no interest whatsoever in giving you any money. Because if you don't want to be a role model, like, you have to understand, even though I dislike your character and I think that the history of your character is questionable at best, you are still becoming a superhero. And there are going to be kids and girls too, boys and girls, are going to look up to you. And for you to come out and just say, I don't care about that, and blah, 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 and I don't, I'm not going to go out of my way to reach them. It's just art to me. All this is art. Tells me that you don't care about the character. You're willing to walk away at any time, which normally I would respect, but also it shows me who you really are. It shows me who you really are. So, oh my God, more money from North Korea. Super says, my gosh, she is pretentious. She is so pretentious. So, guys, if I missed any of your stuff, I'm so sorry, but Clavis, thank you so much again for the North Korean money. How much do you think Avengers Infinity War Part 2 will do at the box office? Over $2 billion. So if Infinity War made $2 billion, over $2 billion, this is going to be another one. I have no doubt in my mind. It's coming out at the right time of the year. The trailer has got everybody so hyped up. And, I mean, again, it's by a mile my most anticipated movie of the year. Godzilla's not even close. Glass isn't even close. Any other movie coming out next year, not even close. And I think a lot of people feel that way. And because so many people were impacted in a very powerful way by the events of Infinity War, people are going to go out in droves to see this movie. People are going to go out in droves to go and support Endgame. And I'm going to be one of them. I'm going to be there opening night. I'm going to see it in Dolby. I'll probably see it multiple times. And I cannot wait to see it. Because Infinity War was a cultural event. Endgame will also be a cultural event as well. And if Infinity War can make $2 billion, Endgame, especially with a name like Endgame, it's going to make another $2 billion, and I cannot wait. But seriously, thank you, Clavis. I appreciate all your North Korean money, man. Zuma says, also, I swear, if Captain Marvel one punches Thanos in Infinity War 2, oh my God. If she at all destroys Thanos easily, yeah, that might be the time I walk out of the theater. PJ says, I'm sorry to have to leave the chat, but need to go to the store. Love you guys. Great stream. Well, thank you, PJ. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see. Herpicus McDurpington, since Endgame is essentially the last film of the MCU, I'm especially interested in it. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the last one because they've already got other films scheduled and planned out. So we know it's not the end of the MCU, but it could be the end of the MCU for a lot of fans. Because if this is the moment where they try and make Captain Marvel the new face of the franchise, and if she continues, if Brie Larson continues to have this kind of attitude where, I'm not going to go out of my way to do things in order to be something to somebody. Why would I want to be something to a child? Why would I want to be a hero to a young girl or to a young boy? Why would I care about that? It's art. It's just my art. I just want to make art and that's it. And if I'm not making art anymore, I'll just leave and I'll say, screw you. I'm not trying to say that all actors are moral and are meant to be looked up to, because there's a lot of actors that are crappy people. But if you're going to take on a role like this, you have to understand that it comes with so many caveats. It comes with responsibility in a lot of ways. Because, once again, Infinity War made over $2 billion. That movie reached the minds and hearts of millions of people. And you're about to jump into a franchise. You're going to be in Endgame, unfortunately. You're going to be in Endgame. And you're going to reach the same number of people, if not possibly even more. And if you are not willing to buy into it, if you're not willing to give your heart and soul into it, and if you're not willing to be a hero to somebody, if you're just going to be a hero, if you're just going to be an identity politics, I don't care about your feeling, I don't care what white men have to say about this movie, if you're going to be that person, then walk out. Go away, because guess what? We don't want you. We don't want, if that's how you're going to be, we don't want you in this role. Most of us don't even want this role on screen in the first place. But at the very least, you could be saying, hey, I'm going to do the very best that I can, and I'm going to try and be the best person that I possibly can for the people that look up to me. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. Sorry, Herbicus says, I meant the last one that'll be worth seeing. Yes, I agree with you, Herbicus, for sure. It's definitely going to be the last one worth seeing. No doubt in my mind, it's going to be the last one worth seeing. Mr. Peabody says, you know that Norwegian kroner you're just playing. I'm just playing Peabody, yes. So I made the mistake because I said North Korean, and then I was like, wait a minute, no, Norwegian. And so now it's like an inside joke. So yeah, I know it's Norway, but I just like saying North Korean because I think it's fun to say that my channel is being sponsored by North Korea. Perth Comic says the Supergirl movie was 34 years ago, so a female lead in a superhero film is nothing new. It's not anything new, and the fact that people try and act like it's still something new and try and act like, oh my God, women have had to overcome so much. It's like you act like suffrage happened 20 years ago. You realize that suffrage happened almost. We're getting close to almost 100 years. You know, we're getting to the point now where it's been a very long time. And even though I'm never going to try and downplay someone's experience, at some point you kind of got to get over it. You kind of got to start to live. You kind of got to start to be your own person and try to be the very best person that you can be. I know that's kind of controversial nowadays, but at some point you need to grow up and you just need to move on. Like, I'm sorry. If you hold yourself back, you're going to hold everyone else back. So, but yeah, the other reason why I think Avengers is going to do very well and why I think Captain Marvel is going to fail is because I know people. I used to work at an AMC theater, actually. I worked for AMC for about 3 years. I actually became a supervisor at one of my local AMCs. And so I know how people think. And I know how people, at least box office-wise, think. And the fact that Captain Marvel is coming out exactly or almost exactly 1 month earlier than Endgame, because Captain Marvel at this point is scheduled for March 8th. Avengers Endgame is scheduled for April 26th. That tells me that they don't have a lot of confidence in Captain Marvel. Because if they had confidence, they would not put it anywhere close. Because as soon as Endgame comes out, that's it for Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is not making any more money, which means it has about a month to make a crap ton of money. And the reason why I talk about my experience working in a movie theater is because when you understand that many people spend their money wisely and don't just, you know, the people that make up that $2 billion, many of them are not necessarily people who go to the theater every single week. Many of them are people who wait for these events. They save up their money so that they can spend it on these event type films. And because I know this, there are a lot of people who in March are going to say, I'm going to save my money and buy a big IMAX, Dolby ticket, popcorn, etc. And I'm going to save it for Avengers Endgame. I'm going to wait until then. And when you have a movie this close in this way, it says there's no confidence because not only is there that short turnaround, but also because audiences are going to see this and think, oh, well, I'm just going to wait for Endgame to come out. Now, Captain Marvel is still going to make money because it is a Marvel film. It's going to be marketed very well, and people are going to show up for it. But that's the reason why I think this might be a film that I don't think I'm 95% sure it's not going to break $1 billion. And I think it could possibly even get to the point where it barely breaks even, makes a small profit. So, Hamlet Shirt says, Brie Larson is Kong of Sky Island. Yes, and that was a terrible role for her. She was awful in that movie. Hallmark Jeremy says, I want Thanos to punch Captain Marvel right in her NPC. You know what? Apologies owed for losing. No problem, Hallmark Jeremy. I totally understand where you are coming from. Hold on, we have someone lurking. Who is that lurking? Who is that lurking? Who is that lurking? Oh, Laura. Hey, Laura, how's it going? Eric Coleman says, unlikable Captain Charming is as a person. Alex Martinez, what's going on, bruv? How's it going, bruv? How's it going? Alex Martinez also says, I can't wait for Captain Whammon Marvel bombs. Yeah, it's at this point, I just can't see how it's going to do any well. Can't see how it's going to do well. Perth Comics says, I just watched the Elseworlds crossover on Flash, Arrow, Supergirl. It was amazing and almost no wokeness. I highly recommend. Okay, awesome. Good to hear. And I was worried because Supergirl has become extremely woke. So I'm very glad that did not impact the story overall. So, Hound 3000 says, let me join you, DJD. Oh. Oh. DJ says, I'm not watching Captain Marvel, and so that's why you're joining him. Okay, I gotcha. Anyway, let me go ahead and give another shout out to my patrons. So once again, and let me see. Update on the poll. Should I leave Patreon? From my Patreon subscribers, right now it is still 2 votes yes, 5 votes no. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be sticking around. And after talking to you guys too, it just makes more sense to stay around at least for now and try and find a viable alternative. But huge shout out to my patrons: A Grey Jedi, Adam Shawhan, Dave Bob, Delete System 32, Donald Hudson, Edward Coleman, Enrique Evangelista, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan, Greta Zenner, Harold Francis, Inflamed Wood, Ultra Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Laura Story, Matthew Kadish, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin, Outpost Dyer, Perpetual Punster, PJ, The DJD Show, Those Two Ball Guys, Tina B, and Voorhees67. You are all amazing and beautiful people. But Perth, I definitely thank you for recommending that. I might check that out then. I've fallen behind on them though, because I just realized that Supernatural started season 14, so I'm kind of behind on a lot of the shows that I tend to watch. So I'm getting there. Obi-Wan is lurking and working as well. Also, Edward Coleman, I know you got a lot going on. Prayers going out to you. And there's a few other people too who've been asking for some prayers. So pray for our community here, because there are some people who are going through some tough situations right now. So definitely keep them in your thoughts and in your prayers as well. But Eric Coleman, I know that you got a lot going on right now, but email me if you can so we can talk about it. Because I know that Christmas is coming up, and I know that things can get kind of crazy. So as I said before, if you need me to pay for anything, let me know, man, because you're doing me a huge favor. You're doing me a huge solid. You know what you're doing, and I want to be able to help you in whatever way possible. So let me know, man. Let me know if you need anything. Let's see. Clyphus says, I am Hound 3000. Bum, bum, bum. Hound 3000 is a North Korean? I would never have guessed. Let's see. Super says we should brace ourselves. Early articles about sexism in the film industry and the majesty of Whammon coming in defense of Captain Marvel being the lowest grossing MCU film. Oh, you know what's gonna happen. You know that they're gonna say it's a bunch of white sexist men that didn't show up to the movie. You know that's what they're gonna say. Oh, it didn't do well because of this. But also too, and someone made a good point. One of the reasons why they're probably making Endgame come out so soon is so that they have a valid excuse saying, well, obviously Captain Marvel didn't do that well because, I mean, Endgame came out only a month after it was released. And for the people who know what's going on, know how the business works, will say, yeah, that's a cop-out. So the question then is, okay, so you can say that, but then why did they do that in the first place? Why would they want to cost themselves money? Oh, wait, maybe it's because they realize that it sucks. Jeffrey Toon says, I always pray for my friends online. Yes, me too. Yeah, we pray every day, every class period, and I always pray for you guys. I always pray for my Asgardian community, and I've been saying the rosary, or I haven't been saying the rosary, but there's a channel. If you're a Catholic, even if you're not a Catholic, if you're a prayerful person, there's a really great channel called Reborn Pure, and she has been doing a live stream rosary almost every single night. And she's a genuine person. She's been doing this since she was 16, and I've actually been watching like for that long because I think she's like 23 right now, so she's been doing it for a long time. But she's been doing it and have been to deal with online community ever since then. And she just started doing these live stream rosaries, and it's really powerful. And the last couple of nights I've been able to join the stream as a mod. She actually made me a mod because by accident, and so I'm like, okay, well, I'll take my responsibility very seriously. And so one of the things that she does though is the chat during when we're saying the rosary is meant for intentions, and so I've been putting you guys in there because I definitely pray for you guys, and please pray for me as well because you know we're all human and we all make mistakes and we all need prayers and we all need help and support. So I will pray for you guys, and I ask that you please pray for me as well. Tina says, but Black Panther continued making money when Infinity War came out, and it was released in February. That is a true statement. Such weak excuses for these people. Yeah, exactly right. So it'll be an excuse for Captain Marvel when it doesn't make money. But then if you mention Black Panther, they'll say, oh, well, that's because people decided not to be racist that day. Like, let's just be honest. Like that's pretty much all that they can do at this point. It's pretty much all they can do at this point. Damn right, man. You're a part of the family, Edward Coleman, as is everyone else here. If you're brand new, if you've been around since the very beginning, you're a part of this family. you know, and you can't get out of it. You can leave, but you can never truly get out of it. Ask Laura. She thought she was out of it, and then she was dragged back in. Let's see. Alex Martinez says, the worst part of Captain Wham and Larson is that the first movie that comes out on my birthday. Also, prayers sent to you, Odin. Well, thank you, Alex Martinez. I appreciate it. And I'm so sorry. I'm sure there's going to be at least another good movie in theaters that you can go see instead. Thanks, Steph. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Well, thank you, Clavis. I really do appreciate it. I mean, yeah, you don't have to be a Christian to pray, too. I mean, prayer is something that is almost universal in a lot of ways. And I appreciate that, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Adam Shawhan says, if I knew everything going on here right now, you'd cry. If you knew everything going on here right now, I'd cry. I probably would. You're damn right. I probably would cry. Because I'm a sensitive soul. Super says, also totally unrelated to film, but because this is open forum, may I ask for your thoughts on a kind of personal question in religion? Sure, go ahead. Dave Bob says, I thought we were all Russian bots. I know, I did too. But bots can't have thoughts, can they? And we have thoughts. Super says, Odin was thinking of emailing or DMing you, but I saw you were streaming. Yeah, no, go ahead, ask. That's what open forum's for. I mean, open forum is for these kinds of questions, and I'll tell you if I can't answer it. I mean, just go ahead. It's better to ask and for me to say, hey, I can't answer that on stream, or I can answer it. And most questions I can answer. I mean, obviously there's certain things that's like, you know, because of the nature of my job and privacy, there's certain things that I can't answer. Like I can't tell you my social security number, for example. But most questions I'm open to. So, Juan Bizzle, do you think Captain Marvel will be worse than The Last Jedi? It has the potential to be. The reason why I would say not as much is because The Last Jedi essentially ruined an entire franchise. Captain Marvel, I don't think is going to have that kind of power. Because I can still probably go back. Unless they do something like The Last Jedi and somehow try and tie in Captain Marvel to every other film, like The Last Jedi did with The Force and everything, then at that point, yes, maybe. But because it's just going to be one movie in a string of movies, I just don't know if it's going to have as much of an impact as The Last Jedi had. I mean, hyperspace ramming kind of ruined Star Wars, and that's going all the way back to the very beginning. Let's see. Perth Comics says, did you hear about the Russian technology forum last weekend? They had a dancing robot, but it secretly had a human inside the suit. What? Oh, man. Talk about a plot twist. Look, see, it's a Russian bot. Oh, my God. Oh, wait, it's a human. I was wrong. Yeah, a lot of us, Arnie, you're right. A lot of us don't see the sequel trilogy as canon, especially with how bad it's been. I mean, it's been awful. It's been totally trash. And this is coming from someone that actually did not hate The Force Awakens. I thought The Force Awakens had a lot of potential, but then it got ruined. Then it got ruined because Rian Johnson does not know how to tell a story. And he's even admitted that. He's even admitted the fact that he can't write. He cannot write. He has admitted this fact. And yet people will still defend him and give him the benefit of the doubt. It's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Glad I caught up. Gives me a minute to rest. I'm going to wait for Super, because Super, I thought you were going to ask a question. I'm going to wait for Super to ask the question, and then we'll start to wrap things up, because it's been about an hour and a half, and I think I can start to wrap things up a little bit. Herpicus McDurpington. Ironically, the only Star Wars films I can watch are the prequels. Really? Do you mean physically? Like, those are the only films that you own, or those are the only films that you can stomach? Because if those are the only films that you own, might be able to help you with that. Maybe. Jefferson says the sequels basically made the original trilogy pointless. Yep. Hyperspace ramming made everything pointless. Because if you can hyperspace ram, then why didn't you put a robot into an X-Wing and have it hyperspace ram the Death Star? Because reasons. Hamlet Shirt says, I found peace knowing that these products are simply bad, big budget fan films. Yeah, pretty much. Frank says, now thanks to Odin, we can watch Star Wars. Yep, damn right. Damn right, man. Harpicus says, Odin, the only ones I can stomach now that the OT is pointless. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I still can enjoy the originals because I just choose to ignore the sequel trilogy. especially when it comes to some of the stupid, more the word, especially when it comes to the dumber plot points. But I can totally understand where you're coming from. See, Super says, I've known people before who, after losing family and friends, they begin to doubt faith. Recently, I experienced a similar feeling. How do you keep your faith when feeling loss is so unfair? That's a deep question, and that's a good question. So thank you for the question. And it's one of those questions where there are some people who will try and approach it saying, oh, well, that's easy. Faith makes it so easy. And I'm not that kind of person that can say that, because it's not easy. You know, we're human persons. We feel, we get attached, we love. Love is not just a feeling either. It's a choice. It's an active choice that we make to will the good of another person. And when we lose that person that we will the good of, it's like losing a part of who we are. When, you know, it's like losing a piece of ourselves. And so that's why when people bring that up, and my students bring this up too, where, you know, if God is real, then how can there be so much evil in the world? And the first thing to say is not to try and explain, well, where does evil come from? Because that's another thing that people try to do. Oh, this is where evil comes from. So we understand where evil comes from. It makes everything okay. No. It doesn't make everything okay. I mean, the pain's still going to be there. I've mentioned this before on the stream, and I don't mind sharing it because I know that he would want me to talk about it, because he was just that kind of a person. When I was 18, I lost a very close friend of mine to leukemia. We were both 18. And to see someone so young going through that kind of pain and how it went through. So a little backstory on that. So my friend Kyle, so prayers for anyone with leukemia, prayers for anyone who has cancer, has family dealing with cancer, because it's I know it's difficult. Even if the situation looks good, it's never easy. It's never easy. And so he had leukemia, and he had actually gone into remission for an entire summer, and it was an amazing summer because he was finally able to live, to be at the time a 17-year-old kid, you know, to be a teenager. And it was really cool to spend that time with him. By the time the fall came around, though, he was no longer in remission, and after that, it only took a couple months for him to fall so far that he had to he decided to call people that he cared about. He decided to call everyone that he loved, and he called me. And it was out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it because I knew that he was going through a rough time, but I didn't know how bad it was, because obviously as a family, there's times that you want to keep that to yourself. You want to hold on to that because you want people to know, you want support, but at the same time you want to hold on to it because you know that you might lose it. And even though it's painful, even though it's hard, it's something, and you don't want to let any of it go. And so he called me, and he called me and said, hey, just wanted you to know that things aren't looking good. I only have a couple weeks at best, and I just wanted to call you to tell you that I love you. And I, being the teenager that I was, I obviously felt it, and I was very positive. You know, I was as cynical as I can be. I was also I have moments of being optimistic. And I was positive with him. I was saying, hey, I love you too, and I'm praying for you, and I know that you can get through this, and if you don't, I know where you will be. I know that you're a good person, and I know that God is smiling upon you. And the very fact that my last words to him were, I love you, and that his last words to me were, I love you, was a moment that I could see God. So it seems like a time, you know, you think about, you know, you lost a friend when you're 18, you know, good friend when you're 18. Like, how can you get past that? And there's no one easy answer. Anyone that tries to sell you on anything saying, oh, if you do this, you'll get past it. No. You know, part of me is never past. I mean, you can see right now, I mean, obviously, you're never going to get past it. But you do learn how to live. You do learn how to live. And the main reason why I was able to move forward so quickly was because all I could think about, all I could keep in the back of my mind is, what would Kyle want me to do? Would Kyle want me to sit and to wallow in sorrow and stop my life? Or would he want me to continue to live? Would he want me to move forward? And I know Kyle, and I know that he would want me to move forward, and so I did. And I actually had a couple friends, one in particular, who did not like that, who wanted me to cry, who wanted me to be as upset as she was. And our friendship went through a very broken time. We still don't talk. You know, we were able to talk to each other like years later to kind of, you know, put water under the bridge, but the friendship never recovered just because she wanted me to feel pain the way that she did, and I couldn't. Anyway, all that is to say that it's times like that faith can be very hard, because there are people that immediately their mind goes to, how could a God allow an 18-year-old kid to die so young? Good kid, a good soul, a good person. And all I can say is that kind of process, that kind of mindset isn't beneficial to you, to the person who's passed away, to the family of the person who's passed away, even though it's understandable. I'm never going to condemn somebody or attack somebody for feeling pain. There's no place for that. But what I will try and do is say, even though it's hard right now, it's in the times that you go through the most difficulty that God is the most present. It's in times of pain that comfort can come. If you have no pain, you can't have comfort. And so even during those harshest times, even during those most difficult times, you can still find a way to move forward. And faith might be hard. It's not going to be easy. There is no easy way out. There's no easy way to say, this is how you can find your faith again. We all go through different journeys. We all deal with pain and suffering in different ways. And all I can say is, I'm going to pray for you. And God is still there for you. And even if you struggle in your faith, you're not sinning. And I tell this to my guys all the time. I tell this to my students all the time. Don't think for a second that just because I teach theology that I'm a perfect person. Don't think for a second that I am beyond doubt, that I am beyond question, because I struggle. And guess what? It's human to struggle. It's normal to struggle with acts of faith, of belief, of hope, of love. It's normal. And all I can really say is that what we can do as persons when we go through that kind of pain is do the very best that we can to be there for the people around us. And God will work his way back into our lives some way or another. You can't run from God. So even if it might seem dark in your faith life, even though you might be doubting your faith life, God is still there. As I tell my guys all the time, God's grace is like a hand that's always there. It never leaves. God never takes his hand back and says, oh, you missed it there. God's hand is always there. And we are the ones that have that choice to accept it or not to. God gives us that choice. We can either accept free will and we can take that responsibility and we can choose God, or we can't. And if we're in that moment in our life that we don't feel strong enough to hold up God, it's those times more than any that we need God. And sorry for anyone that doesn't appreciate theological talk, but I mean, it is relevant to the discussion that we're having. But no, I think that it is still important, because even in the darkest moments, that's where God can be seen. Because when you talk about God, you talk about light. So if you're in the darkest of moments, that is the best time to see light. Light never shines brighter than in the darkest of times. If it's pitch black outside, even a small source of light can be seen. And when you think about God, it's hard to miss. So I hope that was helpful. If you have a follow-up, email me. I would love to talk to you about this further. I know that struggles with faith can be hard, and just know they're sensible, meaning it makes total sense that you would be struggling with your faith, as it would be for anyone. If you lose someone close to you, if you lose a friend, if you lose a family member, it's part of the life struggle. And there are certain things that I could say, like, oh, well, it's a part of life. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to downgrade you or anyone else's pain. And I'm never going to question how you deal with it. It's not my job to do that. It's my job as a human person to be there for you in whatever way I possibly can. Through prayers, through kind words, through trying to reach out. And all of us have a different role in that. But just know that God is still there. And even if it feels hard to have faith, God will never abandon you. And I just want you to know that. So thank you. Sorry, kind of went off there. Max says blame Adam. Oh God, blame Adam on what? Sorry, I've been missing the chat. Hamlet says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. Something like that. Yep, that's exactly right. That is the Gospel of John. And the Word was God. Amen. Sean says, Odin is a good guy. Well, thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. Peabody, don't have your beliefs. I just know energy doesn't die. There you go, man. Super says, it was incredibly helpful. Thank you so much for sharing everything you have. No problem, Super. All I can give is what I have. Why saying you can't give what you don't have. So I hope that was beneficial. Tony Torres, thank you for sharing your beliefs. I appreciate that. No problem, Tony. No problem at all. Sean says, Odin will never leave you either. It's true. Just ask Adam. Adam knows that better than anyone else. Let's see. Hound 3000 says, we're lucky to have you, Odin. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Per says, sorry to hear about your friend Odin. Even though you don't know me, I consider you my friend. Per, I consider all of you my friends. I mean, as I said before, this is a family, and I'm here for you in whatever way possible. I mean, I know that I don't always get back to people right away. I forget things. I'm human, as we all are. And the fact that we all share something in common, and it's not Star Wars. It's not movies. It's not pop culture. It's not politics. It's the human experience. Every person in this chat shares in the human experience together. And even though we might experience it in different ways, we're all the same in that we have the human experience. So thank you, Perth. I consider you part of my family as well. Sensei Mike is here. Bow to the sensei. Bow to the sensei. Sensei, there's been some man from North Korea who's been giving you a run for your money. Glad to see you, Sensei. Hope everything's good, man. You've been quiet. I haven't heard from you in a while. Brad says, Odin needs a beer. I got water, man. I'm good. I'm good. Eric Coleman says, can you ask God for my 2 toes back? I miss them. Well, if human persons could grow limbs back, then yes, I would. Greta says, kind of going through the same thing with my faith. Thank you for that. No problem, Greta. No problem. Again, I've gone through it myself. Obviously, I'm in a much better place now. But not all of us are the same. We all go through things differently, and all we can do is be there for each other. So I'm here for all of you guys if you ever need to talk. So Tina says, Odin jumped on, and yeah, I don't like forced diversity, and people think I should benefit from it because I'm a woman in black. I know, right, Tina? Tina, how could you not be excited for Captain Marvel? You're a woman. You should love the concept because you're a woman. That's like, these people don't understand like what they're saying and how stupid they sound. Shahan says, we are people first, as I have said, Odin, and this channel proves it. Damn right, Shahan. Hamlet says, have you heard that Mel Gibson is making a sequel to The Passion of the Christ? Yes, and it's going to be on the Resurrection, and I cannot wait. In fact, he said that he's going to spend so much time on the harrowing of hell. So you've never heard this before. When we say in the Creed, Christ descended into hell, we don't mean actual hell. What we mean is that Christ freed the souls because heaven was not accessible until Christ. And so in Catholic theology, we have this belief that limbo, as we often know it, limbo is not the same thing as purgatory. Limbo is actually the state where just souls existed before Christ. And so Christ frees the souls from limbo to enter into heaven. And it's called the harrowing of hell. And it just sounds amazing. Mex says, R. Lee Ermey was right about humanity. We are all equally worthless. Mex says, you need a roast pork with Syracuse salt potatoes. That sounds good, Mex. Sensei says, how much is Korean? 1,000. I think it's $100. I think that's why it's red. I think it's the equivalent of $100. Shahan says, woo, what's up? Tina says, but Odin, she's not a black woman. So there's that. Kidding, not excited at all. You know me. Oh, Tina is amazing, guys. So I get to talk to Tina, and I get to see Tina's comments during the day, and she knows that sometimes drives me crazy because sometimes I'm trying to work and I'm getting like lit up on my phone and like my watch gets notifications, and I'm like, oh my god, what are they talking about? But Tina is awesome. Like when Tina gets on a roll, it's like, mwah, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Tina and Steph are amazing people. CWD says, what is ironic about the identity politics with Captain Marvel is that there was a version of her as a black woman who was better than Carol Danvers. Really? Okay, so you saw that at Ethan Van Sciver. So he would know that, and that's interesting. Yeah, You wonder why they didn't decide to go with that character. I couldn't possibly know why. 115, okay. And then YouTube takes that 30% because YouTube sucks. Cheyenne says, Steph and Tina are real women, not women. Yeah, Steph and Tina are not women. They are real people. And I love them for that because they're real. Miss Marvel was black. Did not know that. Interesting. Interesting. Stephanie says, really, why? Why what? Why what? Mex, do you think it's because Brie Larson was cheap to hire? Well, since she's just in it for her art, that assumes or makes you assume that she's not in it for the money. Though you know that's a complete lie because any actor who is in Hollywood only cares about money. So that's a good point, though. That is a very good point. JKD says, why didn't they use the strong black woman as Captain Marvel? Well, they're racist, of course. Of course! Of course! Steph says, why Larson? I have no idea. I have no idea why they chose Larson. I have no idea. Again, I think that she's a fine actress. She's had good roles in the past. But Rose Tico for Miss Marvel. Dude, Rose Tico, man. Rose Tico could play a mean Captain Marvel, man. I'm going to say that right now. Super says, maybe because the person who created this modern Cap Marvel is a raging leftist feminist and or Hollywood doesn't actually really care about real... No, they don't! Super, you're exactly right. They don't care about real diversity. They do not give a damn. They like to pretend that they do. They like to try and support causes or at least give lip service to the causes, but they don't actually care. It's just like this knucklehead who directed the Spider-Man movie, who's supportive of Antifa. He has no idea what Antifa does. All he says is, oh, it's anti-fascist, so it can't be that bad. And it's like, excuse me. It's like, no, these are people that are attacking or threatening people's lives. And you're going to defend that? Get out of here. No, they're not. They don't care about real diversity. All they care is about the appearance that they care about real diversity because they know that the very second that they speak out against it, they lose their job. Like, that's just the reason why. They're trying to save their jobs because they're idiots. Black feminists unite, start the boycott. That's what we really need to do. We need to get a petition going. God. CBD says, you can find greater diversity in old Toho movies and series like Japanese Spider-Man. That's a good point. Cheyenne says, Hollywood economics is spend billions to make thousands. That's true. That's very true. In fact, that's probably going to be what ends up happening with Captain Marvel. Mex says, just don't get Rose Tico, Aussie Rose Tico, started on slavery, arms dealers, war profiteering, animal cruelty, or competent storytelling. Because we can't win if we don't... If we fight we can't fight the things we hate. We got to fight the things we love. That's how we're going to win. Thank you, Rose Tico. Super says, I just got an insane idea. Can you imagine if Gwendolyn Christie could have been Captain Marvel? Good idea or bad idea? The sad part is, and this is again where you get into the whole diversity thing, is that they wouldn't because she doesn't look the part. Which is interesting because she is a badass person that at least I would believe that she's the most powerful being in the universe. Brie Larson is like, psh, really? I can lift Thor's hammer. Sure. Gwendolyn Christie? I would believe it. But she doesn't fit the body type, and she doesn't fit the criteria that they're looking for. So even though they're trying to act like they're so open and they're so diverse and they're so amazing, they're just giant hypocrites. Jeffertoon says, the ironic thing is Antifa act like actual fascists did in the 1930s. You're so right. You are so right about that. Max says, oh, and don't let her behind the wheel either. Ooh. No, Mex. We can't go back in time, Mex. We're past that. We can't make those kind of jokes anymore. We live in a non-PC world. Oh, man. Katie Sackhoff. Oh, that would be a good one. That would actually be a really good one. Frank says, Rudy goes to his new family Thursday. Sad, but well, I hope that it's a good family. Peabody says, that is Aussie Rose Tico. She knows nothing about firearms, ain't allowed to have them here without a real good reason. Well, she's got to keep Kylo Ren under check because Kylo Ren is just, a piece of... To Rose Tico, Kylo is just another piece of ass. Super says, but children, those thousands of dollars were contributed by people with their same politics, so it's just like $1 billion. The money isn't what counts, it's the message that counts. Yeah, sure. P.I. says, Rose was trained to drive in Australia. Mex, stay off the road. Mex says, it really pisses me and many other Star Wars and Game of Thrones fans that Gwendolyn Christie was wasted to sucker in the Game of Thrones fans. I agree. I mean, Captain Phasma should have been and could have been one of the most badass new characters. But instead, she got the Boba Fett treatment where she was given no character arc, no character development, and just died. Like, just died randomly. Twice! I guess the first time she didn't technically die, she was just put down a garbage chute. But still, they totally wasted her character. If they bring her back one more time and they disappoint us again, I'm just like, I can't. I can't do it anymore, guys. You've teased me enough with this. Please stop. And it's surprising, too. And that's a perfect example. You want to know why they don't really think about diversity and they don't care about diversity? If they did, Captain Phasma would be the biggest bad. But who is it instead? Snoke. Kylo Ren. Hux. Oh, but Rey sucks. Rey is one of the worst characters. She has no charisma. And sad, too, because it's not Daisy Ridley's fault. It's the director's fault. And she's not believable as a superhero because she's a Mary Sue. Ah, she's so wasted. And not the alcoholic kind. Steven Trixie says, we could have Snoke return again, just like Maul. All Snoke needs is a mechanical lower half in hand. It's Star Wars. It's only a flesh wound. Tina says, I've told you before, Phasma is the Kenny of the Disney Star Wars world. It's so true. It really is true. Will Gentry says, I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if they end up bringing her back and killing her 3 times. No, seriously. They'll bring her back just to kill her, just to make a point saying, we don't care. Yep, because that's all they care about. Nothing. Super says, I figured it out. Captain Phasma is the ugly barnacle from SpongeBob. They have the same character arc. Oh, that's great. Meg says, personally, I think Phasma, dumb name aside, could have been a prototype super stormtrooper that could take an entire squad by herself, even go toe-to-toe with Jedi. I agree. I think that would have been so badass. And guess what? You had the perfect actress to do that because people would actually believe and buy into it. But no, this is the group that thinks that a 16-year-old can take off an entire squad. Ugh. If you haven't seen Solo yet, you won't know what I'm talking about. Perth Comics says, Bree doesn't know how to say Oh, it's so true. It's so true. You can't tell women to smile. That's sexist. No. I don't care what gender you are. You should be smiling and showing some charisma, damn it. Eric Coleman, I've seen you post this twice, but I didn't know if you wanted me to read it or not because I didn't see my name attached to it. It says, Captain Marvel, Thor's hammer is destroyed. That's not a hammer in his pocket. You dirty, dirty man, you. Herpicus, McDurpington, Odin, I wouldn't be surprised if Lucasfilm sabotages the new Clone Wars just to piss off fans. I wouldn't either, which is why I'm actually more excited for The Mandalorian than I am for Clone Wars, because Clone Wars could very much be destroyed by them, and because you have the people involved in The Mandalorian that you have involved, I have a little bit more faith and trust in it. I mean, Dave Filoni's still attached to Clone Wars, but I don't know. That's just where I stand. All right, guys, I've been going for an hour and 54 minutes, longer than I expected to. So thank you so much for joining, guys. And this has been a really incredible live stream. Claffus, thank you, man. Like, oh my God, I still can't believe the 3 huge donations, man. That's been so awesome. Thank you for that North Korean money, man. I appreciate it. And also to Proper Jeremy, Because Reasons, Pagan God X, PJ, Coconut Jeff, and Reed Palancia. Thank y'all guys for being so generous and for supporting the channel. It really does mean a lot to me, and we had some really good discussions tonight, so you guys are awesome. But anyway, let's just catch up with these last comments. Super says, now that you've got me thinking about it, Brie Larson was a really bizarre casting choice. You'd think they'd at least go for someone with a history in action like Zoe Saldana. Yeah, And actually, to be honest, I wouldn't hate Zoe Saldana. Like, there's some people who say, oh, yeah, but I'd be like, you know what, at the end of the day, she's a good actress. I mean, that's where I stand. It's Trap says, have a good night, my lord, you too. Hallmark Jeremy says, Brie Cheese Larson stinks more than Limburger. Peabody says, Odin, you forget Snoke would also need a colostomy bag and a urinal bag, but could live quite happily on a pot plant holder with castor wheels. Oh, Peabody, take a digital cookie, man. That's awesome. Nickel Noodles, you've been here, man. Clayface, no, seriously, man. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Nickel Noodles is here. You've been so silent. Perth Comics, thanks, Odin. Have a good week. You too, Perth. Brad Noble says, Odin is now on a watch list. You're damn right I am. Greta, you have a good night. And guys, go check out Greta. She's just starting out. She has 2 YouTube videos, like official YouTube videos up. Go give her some love. Go give her a sub. Give her a watch and a like. She has this very dry wit humor that I love. It's just so funny. It's so great. And she's very good at editing too. So go check her out. Super says, Odin, this stream has been da bomb. Loved it. Night, everyone, and night, Odin. Have a good day at school tomorrow. Thank you, Super. And guys, prayers, thoughts and prayers to every person. Super, I know that you're going through a rough time. Eric Coleman, I remember that you had talked to me earlier about it, and there's been a few other people that have reached out to me as well. Enrique Evangelista, one of my patrons, hasn't been around because he's been dealing with not him cancer, but someone very close to him and his family has been having cancer, and he's been having to deal with that. So keep all these people in your prayers, and Greta as well. For Greta's mom, please keep Greta's mom in your prayers. And Greta, give me a link to the GoFundMe because I know. So basically, I think it's a good time to talk about it, actually. So Greta's mom is currently going through therapy. I believe it's for breast cancer, right, Greta? And they are having a difficult time being able to afford the treatment because of insurance reasons. So if you can get that link to Steph or Tina or me, I can post that in the chat really quick. And if you can give anything at all, that would be awesome. I think she's still doing it. If she's not, she can just let me know. But I think that would be a good way to help to support. Again, obviously thoughts and prayers are very important, but if there's anything that you can do other than that, breast cancer, that's what I thought. If there's anything else that you can do, I think that's something that we can definitely try and help with the best that we can. Because I know that all of us go through different kinds of struggles. Some of us go through deeper struggles, more. I don't want to try and degrade anybody's, but like more real world or real life concerns. And so yeah. Brad Noble says, if I mail kids to your P.O. box, will you keep them? Please don't mail kids to my P.O. box. And also, guys, there was someone I think who wanted to send me cookies. I don't mind people sending me food items, but try and avoid like handmade stuff, only because I trust you. But also, I don't know who's sending me what, so I want to make sure I don't eat poison or anything. So if you send me, like, let's say you live in another country and you want to send me like chips or cookies that are like wrapped or whatever, like that's totally cool. Like care packages, things like that, that's awesome. But yeah, I don't know how to feel. Egg salad is on the way. Exactly, Brad, you're exactly right. Egg salad, exactly. But yeah. Lethal says lunch break with Odin. Yes, I think so. Lethal, I'm actually ending the stream, man. Herbicus, I can't send booze to a P.O. box. No, and I don't drink anyway. MREs, exactly. Yes, send me an MRE and I'm good. Oh, you guys are awesome. Perth says, I will send you something to eat. Oh, Lord. I can just see it now. I'm going to get like a bunch of random food items. It's going to be like week-old pizza or something. Thank you, Steph. All right, guys. So if you want to go and support Greta, again, her mom is currently going through a rough time. She is currently going through therapy for breast cancer. So if you want to support her, if you can give anything, there's the GoFundMe link right there. Again, if you can't give anything, don't worry about it. Just Your thoughts and prayers alone will be huge in this. And anyone that tries to downgrade thoughts and prayers is, you know, there are things that I could say. But thoughts and prayers are important, and they really do help. But if you do have the means to give anything at all, there's the link right there. And I know that she would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. And yeah. Peabody says, what, you can't tell the difference between Vegemite and crap? What? Herbicus says, if you want to send me the perfect Christmas gift, you can just send me the booze back. So you'll send me the booze so I can send it back to you. Okay, I got you. Greta, thank you. Yes, guys, just don't share it on social media. She doesn't want her mom or her family members to find out about it because they're trying to keep it in the family only, as far as like knowing about them trying to get support, trying to get help. And which is another reason why I want to help her so much, because she is not just trying to get money. She literally just wants help, but doesn't want to feel like she's asking for a handout. So anything you can give, guys. So he says, Greta posted it, but it went by fast. Okay, I gotcha. So I'm going to go ahead and hold on 1 second. Can I copy this? No. Let's see. Copy. Peabody says Ode needs a Carmelo koala. All right, guys, I'm gonna post it one more time. There you go, guys. So again, if you want to support, if you can give anything at all, I just posted it as Odin. And I know that she would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it as well. And guys, you're all amazing. You are all amazing people. Like, this has been so much fun. Wasn't planning on this stream. We got up to like 60 plus people at one point. We've had a crazy night of super chats. Like, seriously, Cleophas, thank you so much again. I saw that you're a part of the Discord now. So you're awesome. Thank you. Proper Jeremy, because reasons, Pagan God X, PJ, awesome. Coconut Jeff, Reed Palancia, and yeah, guys, you're amazing. No problem, Greta, at all. Tina says, I'm thinking about mashed potatoes and gravy. Yes, send me mashed potatoes and gravy to the P.O. box. I'm sure the post office will love holding on to that. But anyway, guys, thank you all so very much. You are all amazing and beautiful people. Go check out the Discord. Be a part of that community. If you want to keep the conversation going, it's a great place. There's places that you can have voice chats. There's places that you can have just the regular text chats. And it's a great way to contact me as well if you don't have email or Twitter or anything. It's great. It's great. It's a great community. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great night. And as always, God bless, and huge thoughts and prayers out to everyone who is going through any difficult time right now. You are all amazing and beautiful people. And I love you guys. So have a good one, guys.